All right, we got Skip here. We'll go straight to questions. Alex.
Coach, just after last weekend when Jared was able to kind of go extended innings and perform pretty efficiently, and then having Brock do that tonight, how encouraging is that just for the pitching staff as a whole?
Well, it's good. I mean, it's, we've been hit a little bit with some unfortunate injuries, but what that does is it creates opportunities for other guys. And just like last Friday, some guys that maybe, if you play it out, they don't get that opportunity to do that, but have taken advantage of those opportunities and threw the baseball really well and gave his team a chance to win tonight. And yeah, very proud of Brock's performance. That was big time.
Greg.
Hey, Coach, what made you make the decision to move Lampy up to the leadoff spot?
Well, we had Hunter Jump had a family wedding. His brother got married. So it took that void of, the left-handed bat in a 3-hole spot. So kind of circumstances of that. We were, kind of toying around with the idea of doing something. So it forced our hand a little bit, but we don't know if we're going to leave it that. I don't know. We'll see. But that was honestly the reason. It was a wedding.
Yeah, Jeff.
It's you had a lead. Brock had a lead to work with, but it's still one thing. It's a whole different thing for a freshman to go out there and then give you six and 2/3 innings, no matter what the lead is. So we've seen him in relief, but was there something about him starting, or what do you think enabled him to go out there and give you that kind of performance?
Well, they're one of the better offensive teams in the country, and with his delivery, well, one, he's competitive. He's a competitive kid. But it's hard to prepare. We've talked on these things before. We're going to have to do this thing a little bit differently than we had planned in the onset of this, at the beginning of the season. But Brock has shown if he's in the strike zone, he's pretty tough to hit. So we just wanted to honestly give them a different look because they are very, very offensive. But give them a different look. Try to get 6 to 9 outs, but he was throwing so well. That we stuck with him. And yeah, you couldn't have scripted it any better because you got a guy making his first collegiate start, and that 4-run lead in the fourth, I think was the perfect, was the perfect medicine to get him to settle in and relax and pitch comfortably. So couldn't have worked out any better tonight.
Yeah.
After a quiet last couple games in Oregon last weekend, the bats really exploded tonight. What did you see that was different from those last 2 games, and what did you like?
Well, I mean, every game's different. It's, every pitcher's different. I don't think it's necessarily an indication that we were off. Sometimes, I always remind people, that other teams give scholarships too. So at Oregon, their Saturday guy was on. He had one of the best, performances he's had in his career. So that kept us in check a little bit offensively. And then Sunday, the same thing. They pitched the baseball very well. So our guys, I thought we competed last weekend just like we did tonight. And you can do everything right in the sport of baseball and still get a negative result. So tonight the hits fell. We got a lot of 2-out RBI, which I think we hit $176 or something last weekend with runners on base. So that the hits weren't falling. Tonight they did. And that's, so I don't think it's really this secret or that it was that much better. I think our guys competed this past weekend. We just didn't find the green space that we did tonight.
Last couple of questions. Michael?
You guys were able to pour it on even after the 4-run first inning. You guys were able to add runs in almost every inning throughout. I know we've talked this season about how the at-bats would sometimes kind of falter down the stretch of the game. Just how pleased were you with the at-bats as the game went along, even though the lead got bigger and bigger throughout the game?
Yeah, that's growth. I mean, that's to me, that's growth, because that's the point you're trying to make with a young team is don't be caught up in the score. Don't be caught up in the result. Just keep grinding out good at-bats, whether you're up or down. And if you do that and you execute the plan and stay within the plan, you have a good chance of, like you said, tacking the runs on. So I thought we did a really good job of not giving at-bats away or not being complacent once we jumped out to a 6-run lead or something like that. I liked how we stayed locked in and kept with our approach. So that showed growth.
Last two questions, Raymond.
Would you say this was one of, if not the most complete performance of the season?
It's one of them. Yeah. I mean, I thought we pitched extremely well. I don't think we walked any, I don't have the stat sheet in front, but I don't think we walked anybody. So that's a plus. I thought defensively, we made some nice plays. And then certainly offensively. And when, you're getting 2 out RBI, that's going to help your case. But yeah, I would say it was one of the more complete. And the way we ran the bases again, I thought we did a really good job of that. So yeah, pretty complete performance.
Jeff?
Yeah, I did want to ask you about the running game. Was that something you saw versus their catcher, or is that just something you want to try to crank that up every chance you get?
Well, yeah, it's probably as much dictated off of the delivery of the pitcher. He was a little bit slower to the plate, and we wanted to take advantage of that. The guys that were on base were guys that could run a little bit, so we felt it was certainly a gamble we're taking based on the indicators that we're going off of in terms of times. So that was something, and our guys did a good job of that tonight.
That's good.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Alex, go ahead. Sean McLean.
Hey, Sean, after the last couple of games in Oregon, the offense was a bit more quiet. How big was it to just come out in the first inning and just immediately get it started?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, it started off with Joe Lampe, but again, like I say, Mike Early does a good job of putting us in a good position. We worked all week. We didn't have a midweek, so we've been working since Tuesday, hard in the cages and stuff, and, it shows. So, yeah, it was started by Lampe, and give him a lot of credit, but give a lot of credit back to Mike too.
Jack?
Hey, Sean, were you surprised to see your name in the 3-hole before the game?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I haven't hit in the 3-hole in a year, all year, but nothing changes. It's still baseball. It's still a white ball, so you're still trying to hit it hard every time. So, but yeah, I mean, a little surprised, but not much.
Jeff?
What was it like playing behind Brock tonight, and what did you think of the fact that he gave you 6 2/3 out there?
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. It's easy to play defense when someone's pitching it that good. I think he went a 7 1/3. He threw about 70 pitches, I want to say. I'm not sure. That's what I heard. But yeah, I mean, it's really easy to play defense on a guy like that, especially when he's sinking it like that. You get a lot of ground balls. But yeah, I mean, I faced him this fall. He's hard to hit, so I give him a lot of credit. He's a good pitcher.
Alex?
What were your general thoughts on how you guys performed last week and then sort of the preparation coming into this week after that?
Yeah, unfortunately, just last week's in the past. Yeah, it was tough. We lost at Oregon, but we're gonna put that one in the rearview mirror. We're gonna remember it, because it sucks to lose, but it's all about this week, and we got tomorrow to win. So, and the rest of the week. So,
Michael?
You talked about Early doing a great job, you guys putting you in position and you putting in work in the cages, but was there something specific that had you guys clicking tonight?
I wouldn't say anything specific. Just coming out aggressive, but Mike put us in a good position. We're hitting velo machine all week. We're hitting off-speed pitches in the cages. Getting ready for the Friday guy. But there wasn't really anything specific that we were clicking on. But I just think it starts with Joe Lampe. I mean, he's a great leadoff hitter, and it was impressive to see him get a double there in the first, and then we just kept rallying, kept going.
Jeff?
How much difference does it make if he bats leadoff instead of batting ninth? Is there an appreciable difference there?
I think, yeah, because he can bunt and get on, so Swift can hit him in. But yeah, Joe's a good hitter. Whether he's 1 or 9, he's going to do the job, and he's going to grind out at bats, and he's grinding out at bats all year. And I mean, I'm sure you guys have all seen him play center field too. He's a good defender. But yeah, whether it's 1 or 9, I think he works in both spots.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you. Hey, Scotty.
Sean, I like those cargos for the.
Yeah.
You're bad.
What pack's on?
Paxson?
All right, we got Kai Murphy here. Questions? Alex?
Hey Kai, how cool was it to see what Brock did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, obviously. But, I'm not surprised. I know it's in him. He's a great pitcher, and it just helps us. We feed off that, having a Friday. We've had a couple different guys on the Friday spot, and every guy's been, coming up big, and it just helps us get going. That directly correlates to the offense getting going, and, it's good energy. He was great tonight.
Jack?
Hey, Kai, can you take us through the at-bat where you homered? What did you see, and did you know it was gone off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, I was ready for first pitch fastball. I'd seen kind of a lot of fastballs all night, so I was ready for one, and I knew it was gone off the bat. But last week I thought I got one, and I pimped it, didn't go out. So this week I had to make sure it was gone for sure. So, but it definitely felt good.
Alex?
4 runs over the last couple of games in Oregon, and then you guys matched that just in the first inning tonight. Just how big was it to just kind of set the tone for the series?
Yeah, man, that's what Fridays are about, setting the tone for the weekend and saying, hey, we're here to play this weekend. And it was huge. It feels good to get out to an early lead, and kudos to all our guys just staying on it. I mean, we didn't get 4 and stop playing and let them back in it. We stayed on the gas, and everyone was just firing all night through all 9 innings.
Anybody else?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Later.
All right, and last but not least, we got Brock here. Questions? Jeff?
Brock, getting a start and then going that long, how much of a difference did it make for you, coming out right at the start of the game, and then they get 4 runs for you? It just seemed like it all kind of fell together for you right away to enable you to go as long as you did.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first, that was on it. I mean, first start of my college career, and it was the first start I've ever had in my life. So, yeah, going and throwing the first half and then them putting up 4 runs, that definitely took stress off, and I was able to go off that and kept me going.
Great.
Your first start of your life, you said in Pac-12 play on a Friday night. What was your mentality
going into that?
I prepared the last couple days just getting ready for it. I didn't try and put it up on a post, or I didn't try and make it bigger than it was. I didn't know going in that I was going to go that long, but I was just going to go inning by inning, just make sure that I do it. I wasn't focusing on trying to make it 6 innings. I was just trying to stay focused on each hitter. So,
Alex?
Hey Brock, just how did you feel physically as the game progressed? And just to clarify, you've never started a game before?
yeah, never before in my life. So, yeah, that was the first, but I felt great. I didn't feel, I mean, obviously I got a little fatigued towards the end, but yeah, that I felt great because usually I've been used to coming in, throwing 1, 2, maybe 3 innings. So I usually would throw like 100%, and that was more. I was just throwing at 80% pretty much the whole time, and it was a big difference.
Michael?
After you do your job after 6 2/3 innings and you walk off the mound and you see the crowd giving you a standing ovation, you hear the crowd, albeit not as big of a crowd as usual in COVID times. Just how does that feel, knowing that you pleased the home crowd tonight?
I mean, that felt amazing. Yeah, again, I never thought, I always saw myself coming in relief. So this was completely new. Never really expected to have that happen, but it was great to feel that.
Anybody else? Cool.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good job.